What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky with Video Homicide. Welcome back to another movie review slash recommendation. Today we're going to go back to the year 1996 to take a look at a film directed by Herman Yao, and that film is Ebola Syndrome. Holy shit, this is a movie that's been on the short list of flicks that I needed to watch for a long time. As a matter of fact, most of the Category 3 Hong Kong violent, horror films, exploitation flicks, I haven't really watched many of those, so it's sort of a whole new world. It's like when I first started watching those French extreme films, I was like, why the fuck did I wait so long to watch these? And now it's like the same deal with these Category 3 flicks, so there's quite a few that I need to check out. But Ebola Syndrome was one that just the other day, randomly, I was at work and I just came across, like, I don't know if it was a poster or something that had to do with it. I'm like, let me look up this film, see if it's anywhere to watch online, because I don't own it. And sure as shit, on effedupmovies.com, I'll leave a link to the description in this video, they have tons of stuff. That's how I watched August Underground Penance and Mortem, because I didn't have those at the time. I only have August Underground Part 1 on DVD, but they have all kinds of fucked up movies on there, hence the title, Effed Up Movies. So Ebola Syndrome's on there. Had to check it out. I'm not going to really go into the complete story of this film because it is pretty fucking all over the place, but just to give you a brief description or plot, the movie's about this guy who's, he's sort of a real sick fuck, and he gets involved in a triple homicide, and he flees the country. He flees Hong Kong, and he goes to South Africa, and he becomes this fucking chef at this shitty little restaurant. He's there for like 10 years, so... as he's there working away, he ends up going with his boss to this Zulu nation to buy some pork, and he ends up getting infected with the Ebola virus during a sort of cannibal Holocaust-esque scene where they go to this like native tribe and all that. And then Anthony Wong, the star of the film, who also stars in Hard Boiled, John Woo's film with Chow Yun-fat, fantastic film. He ends up contracting the Ebola virus and bringing it back into town and just basically spreading it all over. He's basically patient zero. So he has the syndrome or the infection, but he won't die from it. But he's passing it along. He's banging all these broads. He's paying these prostitutes extra so he can fuck them without a condom. All this crazy stuff. So he ends up getting his comeuppance, as most people do in films like this. But it has a moment at the end. This is a kind of a spoiler, but fuck it. The whole video is going to be a spoiler pretty much. So at the very end of the film, he ends up like cutting a piece of his flesh off, or cutting a piece of this girl's flesh off. I forget whose it was exactly, but a dog ends up eating it, and then the dog ends up like licking this little girl's ice cream, and then like a freeze frame ending. Really enjoyed that. So let's just get into some of my favorite moments, man. There's some excellent kills in this film. There's actually 2 kills with a table. 2 separate kills, separate places with a table. The first one, so basically our guy Anthony Wong, he's screwing his boss's wife. The boss shows up and fucking is kicking his ass, and he makes his wife piss on this guy, and he's just about to finish him off essentially, and then boom, Anthony Wong gets the upper hand, kills everybody in the fucking room, except for the little girl who watches all this happen. But her dad, this boss dude, he's actually the asshole from The Killer, which is another John Woo fucking classic that I love. And he's the one, like, he's like fucking with this dude, and he's taking a drink out of a bottle, and Anthony Wong like hits the bottle into his mouth, then starts kicking his ass with this fucking table, like a folding table, gets his neck in there, fucks him all up, stabs the shit out of this other guy with a pair of scissors, and messes up this girl. Totally fucks her up. I don't remember if it was the beginning of the film with the eyeball shot. He like sucks this girl's eyeball out. That might have been closer to the ending, but that whole opening segment is awesome. I loved it. I love all the banter that Anthony Wong says in this film. He's got so many good one-liners. I watched a dubbed version of the film, which is more times though than not, I prefer to watch, if it's a foreign film, I'd rather watch the subtitled version, which is what I meant to say. This was a subtitled version of the film, because in the dubs, a lot of times, like the little nuances and the way they're pronouncing stuff, like the voiceover actors, they just don't get it. So you really want to get all that emotion and stuff, and if you can't handle that, then go watch SpongeBob or some bullshit, Peppa Pig or something. But moving along into the film, we find him at this fucking Chinese restaurant where he's just a total sleaze bag, man. Like, he doesn't give a fuck. He's spitting in food. At one point, they get this load of fucking pork, right? And this guy, he's in the restaurant, which is also where he lives, and he can hear somebody screwing. So these people next door are having sex. He's listening. He goes into the kitchen, gets a piece of pork, carves a little hole in it, goes upstairs, listening to the sex, fucks the piece of meat. And what's he do when he's done? He takes the meat down into the kitchen, puts it back into the bowl and into the fridge. And then later on, it shows a guy going, oh, I need to cook something, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, here. And hands him the meat. And he's like laughing his ass off maniacally. It's fucking crazy, man. Crazy. Again, when they go to this Zulu Nation thing, and they, come across all these people suffering from Ebola, and there's like a guy cutting a chicken's head off, drinking the blood, spitting it everywhere. It's a total cannibal Holocaust situation, all right? And when it shows like these guys, the restaurant owner and Anthony Wong go to buy this pork, like this cheap pork, and he's like, yeah, here's $300 for this meat, and he goes over, it's a pile of fucking dead bodies. He's like, no, I want pork, not human. So they buy the human, of course, and there's even a scene where like they're attacked by a leopard in this film, which is, it's crazy. It's sort of like one of those Takashi Miike Dead or Alive films where anything goes, it would seem. Like in this film later on, there's a guy, he gets his head put into a fucking into a sliding door, and it like completely jams on his neck, and Anthony Wong pulls his body off, head detached. It's crazy. Another good moment, a fucking guy gets a bunch of toothpicks right into his eye. Loved it. It might have been a woman that got the toothpicks. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, Anthony Wong is such a Filthy Ralph scumbag character. If you're familiar with my comic book character, Filthy Ralph, that's essentially what I felt I was watching. I'm like, this is awesome. So Anthony Wong kills his boss, kills his wife, who's a total bitch to him. There's a hilarious line where he's like about to, it's not hilarious that she's about to be raped, but it's hilarious that the husband comes in and he goes, what are you doing? He goes, your wife was busting my balls, so I'm banging her. It's like, oh my god, this is so fucked, man. And like, he's got like broken English in the film and it's just funny. I thought it was so funny, especially when he gets to the scene where they end up he ends up taking his dead restaurant boss's money and just goes around, he's being a baller. And then he goes out to his old girlfriend's place and he's like, oh yeah, I'm back, and basically like fucks up the junkie boyfriend. He infects with the Ebola virus through a bottle of alcohol, and it's pretty crazy, man. The Ebola Syndrome is not for everybody, I'm sure of that, but I had a hell of a time watching it. This is a movie that I need my dad to watch. I need to track down an actual physical copy because the old man living in 2025 still doesn't have internet, so who fucking knows. But Ebola Syndrome, Anthony Wong, Herman Yao, a Category 3 film, my first sort of soiree into the Category 3 stuff. So I don't know if I already mentioned this in the video, but as far as I know, the Category 3 flicks are sort of like video nasties in a way. But regardless, I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you leave a 666 in the comments. With that being said, adios. Fucking burped at the end there.